This is the rear lower valve body for a 1955 Packard Clipper Twin Ultramatic. Your main valve body here facing towards you, everything's laid out like it is in the manual. This little tag piece goes at the top. There's your left side of your valve body, 4 holes. Right side, 3 main, and your 4th is kind of recessed back. There's the top side and the vanes. We're going to start on the right hand side. There's not as much to do on that side. This piece right here is going to be your modulating valve spring. This is actually the same size as your reverse shuttle valve spring, so it doesn't really matter which one you use. These two are exactly the same size. I'm just going to go through this hole right here. And then you're going to use your modulating valve with the hole going down so the spring sits in it and the nipple going up. Just like that. See, it moves. Then you have your throttle limit valve. The nipple is going to go down. The big nipple is going to go up. Small nipple down. Straight through that hole. This is going to be your throttle limit valve spring. You can see it's like a medium size compared to the rest. It's going to sit right on top of that valve you just put in. And then your end plate with the 2 ball selectors for your gear shift. It's going to go just like that. This little peg is going to sit on top of that valve spring. This little screw right here, you don't ever want to touch. That's factory set, and the shop manual talks about having to do a lot of adjustments to get it right again in a car. The transmission has to be in the car to do that, so we're not going to touch that one. Line up your holes for your screws. Remember, don't touch that one. Flip it over. You got the left hand side. This piece right here is going to be your reverse shuttle valve. The thick nipple is going to go down, the portion with the hole in it for the spring is going to go up. It's going to go straight through that hole right there. This piece is your reverse shuttle valve spring. It's going to go straight on top of that. This piece right here is going to be the direct shift throttle valve. The long nipple is going to go to the top. The small short is going to go to the bottom. Straight through that hole right there. This piece right here is going to be the direct shift throttle valve spring. It's similar to this one, but you can see it's much bigger, so it's hard to get that mixed up. That's going to go straight on top of there. Next is going to be the throttle valve idle spring. It's the short fat one. That's going to go straight in that hole first. This piece is going to be the throttle valve itself. The long portion is going to go down and the short end is going to go up. Straight through that hole there. The cap for that, it's not really a name for it. It just kind of looks like that. It's going to go right on top of that. You can see the valve move. Next, we're going to go ahead and put this cap on to hold these springs down, because it's actually going to sit underneath this cap for that last valve. It's going to slide right on top of this valve spring here, and then that peg's going to sit in that one. Push it down. Line up your holes. So that valve still works there. This piece here is going to be the throttle valve spring. It's going to sit right on top of that. This piece here is the throttle valve shaft assembly. You can tell it's kind of a wobbly piece, thin, really long. It's going to go straight down the center of that. Get it in the hole there. It's going to sit just like that. You're going to take your long screw, go ahead and feed it through this side. There's going to be a shaft that goes over the top of that, but we're not concerned with that just yet. Take your small screw and push down. This is easier said than done also. But once you get this screw started, it'll pretty much hold this for you. Just like that. Keep it a little loose because you got to slide this sleeve on, this long screw. Get that screw started. And you can tighten those down. The last piece, this piece here with this arm dangling off of it, is going to be the manual valve. That's actually what changes the gears. It's going to go through and you got to separate those two balls right there, push them out, and then this lever goes through that. It's kind of difficult to do, so bear with me, I'm going to attempt to do that. There it goes. Oh, slipped out. Basically, I'm just using a couple of picks because they're thin. Push them down. It's a 90-degree, some weird shape one I had in there. Just separate them both just like that. And then put pressure down on the valve itself and it'll snap in place. As you can see, it changes gears. It's a little difficult to do, but just like that. That's it.